Why do you think the response to the problem you've talked about of low incomes, why do people then jump to a Le Pen or a Trump rather than to Bernie Sanders or to the solution you would advocate?
They jumped to Bernie Sanders. The most remarkable thing about the last election was actually Bernie Sanders, not Trump. Bernie Sanders broke with a century of American political history. In American elections, back to the late 19th century, elections are basically bought, literally. You can predict with remarkable accuracy electability simply on the basis of campaign funding and also policies. There's very substantial political science research on this. Sanders came along, no support from the corporate sector, no support from the wealthy. The media simply dismissed him as ridiculous. He was basically unknown. He even used a scare word, socialist. And he would have won the Democratic nomination if it hadn't been for the shenanigans of the party managers. If you take a look at popularity today, he is far and away the most popular figure in the American political system.
Right, but the truth is Trump won the election, fair or not fair. What was the appeal of Trump? Why do so many people, particularly blue-collar, Rust Belt populations, why do they like him?
I've just given you the answer. Take a look at what's happened to them during
but
the
why
neoliberal.
Trump? I mean,
what is the alternative? The Democrats gave up on the working class 40 years ago. It's just the working class is not their constituency. No one is their. No one in the political system is. The Republicans claim to be, but they're basically their class enemy. However, they can appeal to people on the basis of non-economic claims about we're going to help you economically even when we kick you in the face, but claims about religion, white supremacy, a range of kind of what's called sometimes identity politics, which does a lot of. You take a look at the Trump voters. Some are working class, and incidentally, many of them voted for Obama in 2008. They believed Obama's rhetoric about hope and change. They were quickly disillusioned. There was no hope and there was no change. And in response, they've this group has turned to basically their class enemy because no one else is there to offer them anything. Then there's another sector, which is white supremacy is very deeply rooted in the United States. If you look at comparative study, there are comparative studies of white supremacy around the world. The United States ranks higher than even South Africa.
So you think there was quite a racist motivation?
There's no doubt about that. By
what
now, there's a lot
are we talking 3% of the voters, 30%? Or
percent you can argue about,
but roughly,
it's a substantial streak. Fundamentalist religion is a substantial streak. Trump took an enormous quantity of the Christian fundamentalists, who are a big segment of the U.S. population. Remember, in the United States, about maybe 40% of the population think the second coming is going to be in their lifetimes. 2/3 think it's coming sooner or later. The United States is off the spectrum in this respect. So here's a big segment of voters that Trump was able to appeal to, not on the basis of his own positions, but because he's going to serve their interests, and they know it. Among white males, he was way ahead of Clinton. There's many factors, but one interesting factor is, in fact, the white working class vote, much of which went to Obama.